you never know where superstars will come from. So build in depth, folks. Okay. Just wanted to mention that tonight. I'm so excited to have so many people on the call. We're very, very, very close to going over 300 on our call tonight. And wow, that is exciting. Mike, you are a popular dude. So listen, Mike and I go back a lot more years. And I guess we need to talk about it. Over 40 something years, 42 years. We got started in this industry at about the same time, grew in this business at the same time. Mike went on and headed up his own company. I had an opportunity to be one of the distributors in that company. And it was some great times. And Mike and I, as far as this industry is concerned, have gone through three, which is most unusual. Most people don't ever get to experience this, but 3 stages of momentum. And momentum is the key in this business. That's just it. It is the key. You get momentum and your life changes if you're willing to do the work to make it happen. And so that happened with the first company that Mike and I were involved in. Then it happened with Alpine. And here we are today, 2020, October, and we are probably on one of the most biggest momentum runs right now, I think, ever in the history of this industry. And we all have a privilege to be a part of that. Mike, thanks for being a friend. Thanks for being a leader. Thanks for being around all these years. We've had a great time together. And Mike, I'm going to turn the screen over to you. I think that's what I need to do, right? Or can you go on in and get started?
Well, I think you've done the right thing. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I knew this was going to be a well-attended call tonight because it's a great time. JK, how many years have you been doing Sunday night events?
Well, off and on for many years, but on January the 1st of this year, I told my group that I said, we're going to do 52 straight Sunday night events. Nice. No matter what happens, what day, no matter what happens, we're going to have 52. So we've been doing them every night since January the 1st.
Nice. JK, our CEO, Mr. Urso, came into the call, and you'll have to open up his mic in a little bit. So please find him. I see him towards
Mike, I'm open.
Okay, very good. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Mike. Hey, JK.
What do you think about 291 rooms full of people here, sir?
I think it's a lot better than 290. I can't even believe it. Are you kidding me? It's Sunday night.
Yeah, we do it right.
You got to be kidding. I mean, I think I need to take a picture of this number. It's growing. It's 294.
Yeah, we'll go over 300, and I can tell you why this call is so well attended, Mr. Baker. Number one, you're a good promoter. I'm a good promoter, but we have got the most explosive business opportunity in all of North America, soon to be all the world. There's nothing like what we have. You can take the pills and potions companies, you can take the gimmick companies, you can take all the things out there. There is nothing like what we have right now. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you the truth tonight. I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to tell you what this is about. And by the time we get done, you will be prepared to move forward. I love the story about somebody making fast start gold in 1 day. Hey, Mr. Urso, this is what is about to happen. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better with all the things that are happening. Now, before we start, JK, you asked me specifically to do exactly what I did the other day.
That's right.
I don't know if I can remember every word, but this call, this Zoom meeting is brought to you by Revive. When I do a call like this, I take my Revive because I have to think fast. My circuits have to work perfectly. I take my Revive with my Essentials for Life. This is the most powerful supplement ever developed in the history of this industry. Over $6 million was paid for these formulas, and there's a good reason for it. Over 300% more digestion of nutrients from the food you eat. Folks, this is big stuff. And then finally, it's brought to you by Resist. This is a powerful product. We've got people that wear masks. We've got people that are looking for vaccines and flu shots. Build your immune system 1,000 times more powerful than echinacea. Millions of dollars was put into research and development to develop this amazing product. Now, JK, before we get going, and then Mr. Urso is going to say a couple words about this, I just want to say that the JK Baker Group is exploding. One individual, Mr. Roger Barrett, has developed 18 golds since March. Andrew Caird, Fast Start Gold. Mark Riccio, Platinum in only 4 months. Jofana Carla, Platinum 2 in 4 months. Congratulations. I know, JK, you have more than that, but I only have what I have in terms of a list, and I certainly did want to mention that. We also have tonight, fresh out of the hospital, Mr. Chico Guzman. He just got an operation. He's on the call tonight. His group is here. Listen to this, JK. Nicole Kincaid, Gold Executive. Maureen Jacobson, Gold Executive. Lewis Wharton, Gold Executive. Seth Parsons, Gold Executive. Catherine Taylor, who sponsored Nicole, Platinum 1. Cynthia Kirby, I just met her down in Florida. She's got another lady. She just made Platinum 1. Mo on her team just got her first check of $2,900, and that lady is on fire. Tony, Terry Birdie, Platinum 2, Tony's Platinum 1, Susan and Jim Heckman, Platinum 4. I talked to them on the recruiting call in like April, and they're already 1 rank away from the highest rank in the company. This is going crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And then Chico and Susan Guzman, Platinum 5, JK. Chico is tearing it up in this company. You're tearing it up. We're at 299. Who's going to make it number 300?
No, we're at 303. We're at 303.
We are rolling, ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting. Dr. Mike and Jenny Gonzalez, you invited them to this call, JK. Peter Armstrong on that team, Platinum 1. Terry and Liddy Flom. They rode on the corporate jet like 30 years ago or something with me. And I knew someday we would be working together. And she joined this team, Mr. Urso. She just went gold in 6 weeks with over 25,000 points on her team in her breakout month. So we got so many great stories. How about on the call tonight? Larney and Sherwin Perez from out in Southern California. They've now broken off Fast Start Golds. Luzaminda and Dr. Canosa, Fast Start Gold. Austin Coleman, Fast Start Gold. Cynthia Majuka, Fast Start Gold. There's so many names, so many things happening. And I just want to mention one more, JK, and then we'll go to work, okay?
Sounds good. Let her rip.
You know what Elijah's Harbor is. Joe and Peggy Gaddis ran the harbor for a long time. And they have promoted and generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in business with this company since they got rolling. But Abe Silos, new platinum, Lydia Callahan, new gold. You're going to hear about these people tonight on this call because they are tearing it up. And then finally, can I toot my own horn a little bit, JK? Is that okay?
Blow it hard.
I went to work with a vengeance this March. We said, you know what? Automatic pilot is not good enough. Just treading water is not good enough. It's always been good. It's always been wonderful, Mr. Urso. You've always been generous. You've always treated us well. But we decided it's time to go to work. You know, yesterday, Nat and I got up at 4 in the morning. We got in the Volara coach, 42 feet long. We drove 5 hours, JK, to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We met with a wonderful team under the Flom team, under the Mike and Jenny Gonzalez team. And these guys, they're so fired up. These, Mr. Urso, they came in from Chicago. They came 2 hours to meet me in the RV. And these are executives from big companies, medical companies, all kinds of different things. And they said, we've looked at everything. We've never seen anything like this. That's why we're here. And that's what's happening everywhere we go. People's eyes are popping out of their head when they see what we have. So we developed 4 new teams that are generating, JK, over 200,000 points a month. Wow. Dr. Mike and Jenny Gonzalez, a anonymous team out east that is unbelievably tearing it up. Taylor Gray and his father, Greg Gray, and then Joe and Patty Gaddis. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the compensation plan. What could happen in your life? I put my pants on just like you guys. All I'm doing is telling the story, showing the videos, telling the studies, and people are coming in droves. And here's the big news, Mr. Urso. It's just starting, buddy. This is just getting warmed up. We haven't even gotten close to hitting our stride. So stay tuned, Mr. Urso. Mr. Urso, our CEO, would you please just share your thoughts on what's happening and these folks that are doing so well in the company?
Mike, thanks so much. And JK, you as well, and the entire team. And can you hear me okay? Sometimes I don't know how this comes perfect.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to be on the call. I was on Mike's call earlier this week. And it was Mike, it was absolutely inspiring. And I'm so excited that you're going to be able to share that again with everyone because it brings focus, inspiration, and energy. You know, Mike, you have a way of transforming words into energy. It infuses me and inspires me. And, you know, guys, as Mike said, this is a transformational time. And we're sitting on a technology that can and will and is changing the world. Our technology, our active pure technology protects life. It measurably destroys viruses and other pathogens in the air and on surfaces. And it does it faster and more powerfully and effectively than any other technology ever discovered. That's what we have. And there's not a place, not an indoor space in the world that doesn't need us. So we have an opportunity. I think we have a calling. I think we have a duty. I think it's an obligation to share this technology and this opportunity with everyone. Everyone you know needs to be blessed by what we have. And I believe that in my heart. You know, I won't sell a product. You guys have heard me say this, that I wouldn't sell to my family for the same price. It has to be something that makes a difference. And, you know, Mike, you point out, you know, I'm sitting here. I take these every day, by the way. And you should too. This is a great one too. Guys, we're sitting on something that I think transcends our own selfish greed. And look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to help put money in your own pocket. This is much bigger than that. This is an opportunity to transform the future generations of mankind by bringing our technology to people, by helping preserve life, by reducing exposure to deadly pathogens. And now everybody knows they need it. It used to be, well, I don't know if anyone cares. You know, well, they cared about allergies. You know, everyone. And it's sad. It breaks my heart that we're living in fear and there's no hope. You can bring hope. You can bring wealth. You can bring peace of mind. You should have a calling. I want you to pray about it. It's Sunday night, and I don't want to impose my views on anybody, but it's a blessing to all be here together. And I hope you can take this and transform it into a life-changing moment, not just for yourself, but for every single person you know. And I want to express my gratitude to everyone. Chico, your team, I want to express my gratitude to the Chairman's Council team, Robia and Leah, Buzz and Michelle and Gloria, and I'm probably leaving someone else, and Troy and Bill. And this has been a team effort. And by the way, just so you know, we can and will do things better. I hate to even say this, I am not happy with our back office, okay? Trust me, it is a problem. We are on a fixed mission, okay? Just please bear with us. It was not done well. I apologize. I'm responsible for that. Bad decision or bad execution, we're gonna fix it, okay? The comp plan, we have some ideas to even make it stronger. I think we have the best comp plan and market plan in the entire world right now. I mean, where else can you actually have somebody become an executive and you don't take a pay cut? There's no such plan on the planet. We own it. This is us, baby. This is Volara. This is our time. This is our time. This is your time. And I have one last thing to say to you. Don't waste one God-given moment of your life, not one breath. Get inspired to make a difference in others, and you'll find it'll make a difference in yourselves. Mike, JK, thank you for having me on the call. I can't stay long, and I'm going to show you why. I'm in the midst of, this is what I'm doing, and I've been doing it most of the day since church this morning, but we're on a roll, guys, and we have new testing planned for the Air and Surface Pro that's going to bring even more validation. Mike is going to share with you later the press release. Keep in mind, the core technology is the ActivePure, which is the multiplied advanced times XXX to the old RCI. Don't let anybody kid you about that. The test results, the proof is in the data, the FDA compliant test protocol data, not something done in somebody's university laboratory where they manipulate results occasionally. We have real stuff for you. You can count on it, okay? So I could talk all night, but you're going to learn a lot more from Mike and JK than I could ever teach you. I learn from them every day, and I'm so blessed to have them in my life, and I wish you all the best evening. Mike, at some point here, I'm going to cut out, and you're going to see me moving around, so bear with me. In fact, I'll mute myself.
Thank you,
All
Joe.
right. Hey, thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you.
you.
So glad you could be here tonight. JK, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if that's okay.
Absolutely.
What we're going to do tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the most powerful air and surface sanitizing technology ever discovered, as Mr. Urso has talked about. We're going to clarify this whole thing about the SARS virus and COVID-19 and mold and all these things. We'll get that all nice and clear. So put your thinking cap on. We are recording tonight. We're also going to talk about this. We're going to talk about cold, hard cash. You know, Zig Ziglar used to say, it ain't cold and it ain't hard. It's warm and it is soft. But we're going to talk about how to earn a lot of it through what I believe, what Mr. Urso just said, the most powerful compensation plan. It drives me nuts when people call me up and say, what about this? What about that? Can we change this? Can we? Hey, don't mess with perfection. This is a powerful plan. And yeah, Mr. Urso's got some cool things, some rewards he's going to add here and there. We're all excited about that. But right now, we're going to first take a look at this amazing technology. So let me jump over here, JK, and we're going to get into what I did in Chicagoland just yesterday with major corporate leaders and executives and sales people are saying, wow, what a technology, what a product. Our company, this is critical, ladies and gentlemen. We are on a solid foundation. You know how happy Mike and Nada are when we go to bed at night, knowing that Mr. Urso is handling all this stuff, the lawyers, the regulatory people, the marketing, the quality control. Quality control has never, ever been anywhere close to what it is right now. I talked to these folks yesterday. They said, well, is it like 1%, 2%, 3% failure? I said, try 1/3 of 1%. Why? Because this team that our CEO has put together goes through a 100-point quality process on every product. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand something. We've got 3 factories, JK, working 24/7 around the world, 3 factories. This one is in Bristol, Virginia. Now, whether our product is made in one of our international, whether it's made here, it doesn't really matter, because every single Air and Surface Pro and every other technology goes through this facility, this quality process, this final assembly process before it comes to you. Every product. I've been there. I've sat in the offices. I've walked the factory floors, and I'm telling you, they have got a process. Very little ever slips by. So we've got a great company standing behind us, and that's powerful because nobody wants to work and build a big old organization and income only to have the rug pulled out from under you. And if you think that doesn't happen in other companies, then you really are a newbie, because this is very unusual to have a company with the history, the longevity, and the legacy of that we have. Most companies in this day and age are built to last a short period of time, let the top people make a lot of money and leave everybody else behind. Not us, and we've proven it with the test of time. Now, what's happened is that this spring, a whole bunch of forces came together. A whole bunch of forces. Number one, we introduced the most powerful technology ever. The most powerful technology ever. It's called the Air and Surface Pro. That technology was in the plans for a long time. But then on top of it, we have a society that is thinking more and more and more about air quality, about dust mites, about germ protection on surfaces. All the experts, JK, like the Battelle organization here, are saying that is the future of healthy homes. This is where we are. 316 people in the Zoom rooms right now, JK. Powerful. Here's the star. I want you to understand something. We often talk, mostly we talk about ActivePure. This is not ActivePure. This is called the Air and Surface Pro. ActivePure is inside. Okay, that's going to be important when we talk a little bit in a moment about these studies and tests. So inside this technology, there are multiple strategies that work in symphony, in harmony together to create this powerful air and surface sanitizing. The first technology in here has nothing to do with ActivePure. It has everything to do with taking particles like dust and mold spores and viruses and dust mites out of the air. It takes them out of the air according to the gold standard peer-reviewed published studies by the University of Cincinnati, 200 times faster, JK, than gravity. In fact, the professors, I was there at the University of Cincinnati, said it's 50 times more powerful than any filtration system we've ever tested. Hey, we haven't even got to active pure yet. That's just this bipolar pulse ionization system. Then we have active pure. The top level executives I met with yesterday said, well, what happens after it all drops out of the air? I said, well, I'm glad you asked, because that's where the active pure comes into play. JK, you can't move 1,200 feet per second, but you're fast, but active pure does. Active pure moves out of the machine at 1,200 feet per second. How fast does popcorn smell get from your microwave to your bedroom? 1,200 feet per second. It moves through the air. And when active pure is turned on, it moves through the environment. Listen to this. This is powerful. Anything it touches in the air or on surfaces is deactivated almost instantly to up to 90% in just instantly touching it. Okay. Then over the next 30 minutes, over the next hour, that's where we get into these words that we hear about: 3-log kill, 5-log kill, 6-log kill. Folks, this is a breakthrough in human health, a breakthrough in science, just like many products that have come from NASA. You know, when you drive through Los Angeles and you need a GPS, you're thankful to NASA, because I would get so lost driving on those freeways. But my GPS comes from NASA, from space research, and that's why it's such a powerful technology. How about if I want to watch a football game, which I'm not doing much these days? We're not doing anything, Nada and I, but helping people get well, get safe, get healthy, get wealthy. That's what we're doing. The Minnesota Vikings, I could care less. Of course, they're kind of losing anyway. But I'm telling you what right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to work. NASA developed amazing technology like watch those football games, right? Well, this is one of the 7 most powerful, that's what it's been called, NASA technologies ever invented. You know, Ray-Ban, whatever they are, sunglasses are great, but they don't protect our very lives like active pure does. And that's why we were moved first into the certified space technology category. And then thankful to our team, Mr. Urso, overseeing that, we, after years, got entered into one of only 75 companies on the planet into the Hall of Fame for space. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, people are still coming into this room, 321 now. The future is big. You know, I'm going to give you some examples and stories of why you should be anxious, not about calling somebody up and having them say, I'm not interested. You should be anxious about calling somebody up and having them say, I already said yes to somebody else, because there's so many examples of that happening right now. Now, there's one page I like to just focus on for a second, and it's this page right here, because I want to talk to you for just a second about passive technologies, because passive technologies are what you see at the Walmart, at the Kmart, online sellers, Honeywell. All these products are passive technologies. Now, if you put a HEPA filter into your HVAC system, that's nice, but it's only going to collect the particles that ever get to that HVAC filter. It's going to slow your airflow way down. It's going to put more humidity into your home, which is going to cause viruses and bacteria and mold to grow even easier. But think about this. Only 10% of the particles floating around in your house ever get to that filter. So that's a really poor strategy. And even on top of that, viruses and stuff like that, they're so small, they go right through there anyway. How about, let's go get us a UVC light. That sounds good, right? You know what? A UVC light is awesome, because if you could take that UVC light and go around your house and go around your surfaces and go around the air and get it in front of that UVC light about a ½ inch away for about 3 seconds, you get rid of that contaminant. That's a ridiculous strategy, isn't it? You know what a UVC light is in your ductwork or in your HVAC system? It's a really nice night light. That's what it is. It lights up the vents or whatever they are, but it doesn't do anything in terms of what we're trying to accomplish. Hey, big announcement. Active Pure is here. Active Pure does not, the Air and Surface Pro does not do the purification inside that box. Not at all. The Active Pure technology is created inside the Air and Surface Pro. Then it leaves the machine at 1,200 feet a second, and listen to this word and remember it. We send the solution to the pollution. That's why this is the most powerful technology ever discovered, because anywhere that pollution is, anywhere air can go, it can't hide from our technology. It can't hide in the cracks and crevices. It can't hide in the air. Anywhere those contaminants are hiding out, waiting to make somebody sick, our technology goes and finds it and destroys it. This is the plan. This is the product. We have businesses, we have homes, we have offices, we have schools, we have churches, we have government buildings calling and saying, hey, what is this technology? We've got distributors that are going all over and sharing that 2-minute video, that 4-minute video. They're sharing the studies, and people are coming on board. They're asking, well, how big of an area does it work in? 500 to 3,000 square feet. Does the company have support? 3-year parts and labor warranty. How effective is it? How well does it scrub? Up to 99.9999%. Folks, the technology is simply the best that has ever been discovered, and our company is overseeing this amazing technology, quality manufacturing, unbelievable marketing, taking it to the world. Mr. Urso, you have the most powerful sales force developing in the history of this industry, and there is nowhere that we cannot get to. As a matter of fact, yesterday, this technology was presented through the presidential staff to the presidential spokesperson, we see her on TV all the time. Who knows who's going to hear about this next, and who knows who's going to tell the story next. Let's get busy and continue to see this technology expand around the world. Now, this Petri dish, JK, is a personal story. You've all seen the Petri dish before and after, which, by the way, Mr. Urso, I've been asked 100 times why that's not in our back office anymore. They took that before and after picture of the Petri dish, that little card that we can buy out. We might want to think about replacing that. This is from my sister-in-law's house. She got really sick. She had to go to the hospital. She had to have brain surgery. My wife, Nada, wanted to make sure her home was safe and healthy. So she went over with a Petri dish. She left it open for an hour. This is after only 3 days. After only 3 days. Ladies and gentlemen, this is extremely concerning. You can't be living in houses that have that kind of infestation. This is, I do these things only because I want examples. I never do Petri dishes in a real sales experience. Let me tell you why. I don't have 10 days, and neither does my customer have 10 days to do a before and after test with a Petri dish. So what we do, Mr. Urso, is we use the pictures that you provide of before and after. And 99.49% of the time, the customer does not even want to test. They just like to see what it does before and after. Now, a lot of you know that I've got a team of distributors that I signed up that have been going after public schools and going after private schools. And by the way, there's enough of them out there that everybody can get a piece. I use a pre-selling letter, Mr. Urso. This is a kind of important subject. The world has changed. People don't let you come into their living room or into their business at the same degree as they used to. So almost 100% of the work that my team has been doing has been done virtually. But we have a letter that we send out, JK, that touches on the key points. And 70% of the time, when I say to somebody, can I send you this letter? They say yes. Well over 50% of the time, they buy. And so I love, JK, you said I love these Zooms. Hey, I had a private jet for 10 years and 2 full-time pilots. I'm more effective today than I ever was flying around the country. You can be effective. But look at this. This is Pennsylvania preschool, reduction of absenteeism. This is Indiana schools. This is, again, a reduction of kids getting sick and not being able to go to school. This is Ohio, reduction of cases of staph infection, like in gymnasiums. When schools and businesses see this, they want the technology right away. Now, because of time, we're going to get to this, ladies and gentlemen, in a minute. How to monetize this. But I want to show you one more thing, JK, about this technology. Mr. Urso has opened up Fort Knox. He opened up the bank vaults, and he allowed his company to spend millions of dollars preparing the world for this technology with testing, validation, studies, certifications. So many other companies are selling these so-called feel-good solutions. That's all they are, feel-good solutions. And they're selling them with either fake studies, or in many cases, they copy our studies. It's unbelievable what companies will do. And trust me, Mr. Urso has plenty of attorneys, and he's dealing with all that. But take a look here. They studied the RNA viruses. Does anybody know what the RNA viruses are? Part of it's the coronavirus family. And so even before we got into this mess that we're in now, Mr. Urso was studying the RNA viruses. And he found that in only 30 minutes, he could reduce the RNA viruses by 99.39s in an hour, 4 nines. Folks, these are not done down at the local laboratory, like Mr. Urso said. These are done in the most powerful FDA protocols in FDA certified compliant laboratories. This is critical. These are real studies, not fake studies. Now, let's take a look. Here's how I like to do this. I just like to give an example how no matter what we test on, so you can test till you're blue in the face, but no matter what we test on, we get about the same result. Here's RNA, here's DNA viruses. What are the results like? They're almost identical. Here is gram-positive bacteria, Staphylococcus, and here's gram-negative bacteria. Same results. Doesn't it give you comfort to know that when the next pandemic comes, when the next flu comes, when the next virus comes, we know that everything we've ever studied with this technology, it's worked. How about things like mold, aspergillus? Holy mackerel. We're talking about in 30 minutes. The guy asked me, well, how does this deal with mold in the basement? He asked me yesterday. It works great. 99.9% reduction in only 30 minutes. This is a cool one. MRSA, antibiotic-resistant staph. When this medical guy saw this, Mr. Urso, yesterday in Chicago, he was stunned because one of the biggest things hospitals face is these MRSA staph infections for patients. It's called nosocomial infections. Patient comes in with one thing, goes out with another thing because they catch it from other patients. How about, remember that study I told you about? 50 times more powerful than any filtration system they've ever tested? We were able to reduce particles in the air 200 times faster than normal. Turn that machine on, ladies and gentlemen, and what happens is like the sun coming up in your house. The sun is powerful. It kills germs, it kills bacteria, it kills viruses. It helps things to settle outdoors. That's why if you have a black Corvette, which I like, after you wash it and wax it, in about 10 minutes, it's got little speckles all over it because energy outdoors, that ionization causes particles to drop. These are fun tests. They're not scientific tests, but they're fun tests. Have you ever gone in a hotel room? Man, Mr. Urso made me crazy with this study because I now go into a hotel room and I pick up the remote control with a napkin. Hey, they found 920 colonies growing of these funguses on remote control. And in a very short period of time, look at the drop-off. Look at the drop-off. Surface of the desk, carpet, HVAC, light switches, door handles. Folks, you have stumbled across the most powerful, healthy, living technology you could ever have in your home. And I want to invite you, if you're a guest tonight and you don't own it, you need to own it right now. Lots of people from my meeting yesterday are buying machines on Monday morning. Once they see what this thing will do, they want it. Well, why do the New York Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks and all these professional sports teams want to have technology like this in their locker room? Because these are multi-million-dollar athletes and they don't want them to get sick. We're already seeing what's happened with the Tennessee Titans. 20 people they had to cancel a football game. The NFL, I've never heard of that before. They play through everything, but they're not playing through this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do one last thing.
Can I interrupt for a minute?
You can.
I'm just going to tell you guys that I don't know if it was coincidence, but our technology is at Texas Ranger Stadium and in all the locker rooms, including the umpires and visiting home teams. Do you know where they're having the World Series this year?
Don't know.
Well, I'll give you one hint.
Is it Texas?
Hey, you're good.
All right. And you're going to get
it's a coincidence, but we're working on trying to make a formal announcement with their blessing. But just for the record, or off the record, it's our technologies at the World Series.
Well, I know you're highly influential, so I'll look forward to my World Series tickets. Okay.
Okay, bye.
That was a joke, Mr. Urso. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just read this verbatim. Okay. How does this stuff work? This is from our recent press release. Units with read this. Units with ActivePure technology. What is your Air and Surface Pro, JK? It's a unit with ActivePure. Okay. So we know that ActivePure has been tested. So units with ActivePure technology pull free oxygen and water molecules in the air through ActivePure's patented honeycomb matrix. The technology creates powerful oxidizers known as ActivePure molecules that are then released back into the room. Remember, we talked about passive versus active. Okay, that's where they seek and destroy DNA and RNA viruses. Listen to this. I didn't know if you'd ever be able to say this, but thanks to our team at the World Headquarters, we now can, including the SARS-CoV-2 novel coronavirus. That's what causes COVID-19. Okay, swine flu, avian bird flu, hepatitis A, MS2, all this stuff. One more thing. ActivePure, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what machine we make ActivePure with. ActivePure is ActivePure. So the company took technology that makes ActivePure only, not bipolar ionization, not activated oxygen. They wanted to test only ActivePure. And we know ActivePure is in a lot of machines now, okay? So the testing was done at MRI Global, an independent FDA-compliant laboratory. When they say FDA-compliant, it means the highest standard of validity. You don't mess around or you will no longer be an FDA-compliant laboratory. And here's what they found. This is the toughest, I might be wrong on this, but I don't think I'm wrong, Mr. Urso. This is probably the toughest virus that we've ever had to test, okay? Some actually do get cleaned up faster, but in 3 hours, we got 93.27% reduction of the SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 causing virus. In 6 hours, we got 97.95, and in 7 hours, 99.98% reduction. You know, I had a huge sale that I thought I was going to lose because somebody came in with a different kind of technology and undercut me like by a half. My price was twice the price that this other company wanted. When they saw this, it sealed the deal. They purchased for twice the price of the competitor because of this research in this study. Folks, we're on to something really, really big, and it's time for us to step it up to the next step. Mr. Urso guaranteed me, if he's got to have 6 factories running 24/7, whatever is needed, he will get the job done to make sure we have what we need. Now, this little sticker, I always put it on either the machine or the cash register or the door of the house where it's going, because it's not just a scientific challenge. It's not just a health challenge. It's also a public relations challenge. People want to know what the business, what the home, what I was at a funeral home yesterday. What are people, or the day before yesterday, what are people and companies doing to protect? By the way, NADA made these up. It's a magnet for your car door. And we've been getting reports of people waiting people down in their car and saying, I want to hear about this. So it's on everybody's mind, $100 billion being spent to teach people about the air we breathe, the masks they wear, the surfaces they touch. And I don't care where you go. I was in an airport the other day. I went down to Florida and did some meetings, and I was wearing this. And people were looking at me like I was from Mars. I had my little machine on here, and I had this on. You know how many people came up and asked me for a business card or a conversation? This is like an ATM machine. This will cause your business to grow. Be it like American Express. Never leave home without it. Now, JK, are you ready to move into monetizing? Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about how we take this fairly complex compensation plan that when you look at it, you get dizzy? Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to show this to a brand new potential recruit because it'll make their heads spin. You understand it, some of you, but it's not what we do to make a clear presentation on how you can monetize and turn this into a business. So here's what I do. I talk about 3 ways to make money with this company. 3 different ways. By the way, if somebody says, well, I'm not interested in money, they'll lie about other things too. The bottom line is the only time I think about money in a big way, Mr. Urso, is when I don't have it. And there's a lot of people right now that don't have enough resources because of everything that's going on around them. So number 1, we've got retail. Do you know how many direct selling or network marketing companies don't have any retailing take place at all? Almost none. Everybody signs up. It's a wholesale sign-up club, and you got to have hundreds of people in your group to make money. In our company, a brand new distributor can get involved and start earning. Let me say it this way, Mr. Urso, J.K. Baker, Robia Turner, whoever's on this call, I mean, a lot of people on this call, you can make your mortgage payment in October if you engage with this plan. Let me show you why. I buy in 5-packs. A lot of people buy in 3-packs. I don't care how you buy, if you buy one at a time. But here's what I like to do. I like to teach people, JK, that what if you just made 1 sale every 10 days, JK? 1 every 10 days, okay? That would be a 3-pack a month, wouldn't it? So you buy 1 3-pack a month, and you make 1 sale every 10 days. Now, I highly recommend that you market this product at retail. I highly recommend that. I do that most of the time. So if I'm purchasing a product and in a 3-pack at $566, but I'm marketing it at the retail price, which people freely will pay. Very, very happy to pay that price. By the way, a national study took place where they said a product that would do all these things, what should it sell for? You know what the average answer was, JK? $2,500. $2,500. Okay, so $14.99 is very realistic to people. When you sell, listen to me, when you sell benefits, not features. Features are great, but sell the benefit of what it does. Now let's jump down here. That's $33,000 a year. JK making 1 sale every 10 days. Is there anybody on this Zoom meeting tonight that could sell 1 machine every 10 days if you knew you would put $33,588 in your pocket? The answer is, of course, of course.
Of course.
What if I buy JK in 5-packs instead? Well, that's going to lower my price to $539 from $566. We have somebody in the background with a car rolling. Please mute your phone if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. You just joined recently. Got a 5-pack here, drops the price. Now what, JK, what if I got a little bit busier than 1 every 10 days? What if I said I'm going to sell 1 a week, 1 every 6 days? You realize buying in 5-packs, selling 1 every 6 days, that's $57,000 a year. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just share a couple examples, okay? Lydia Callahan, who I think is on this call tonight, is a star in the making. A young lady that they call on Christian schools. They call on other businesses too, but they call on Christian schools. She made over $100,000 in retail profit for her new little company in the last 60 days. Now that's just facts. And I always say on these calls, hey, you might not be Lydia Callahan, might not have her skills, you might not have her ambition. There's all kinds of circumstances that say you're not Lydia Callahan. I can't tell you you're gonna make $100,000 in 60 days. And so it depends on you. But I can tell you, people are doing it. People are doing it. How about Mr. Steve Bonilla? Steve is my barber. You've heard me talk about him many times. Steve made $16,000 in retail profit in his first 2 months when I was down in Texas. Then this month, he's got a sale that has already been approved that will generate $85,000 in retail profit. Now, let me quantify this. Folks, you can make $900, $700, $1,000 every time you have a successful transaction. Don't downplay the value of selling 1 machine and adding $1,000 to your income for the month. Powerful. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive, do 2. That's $2,000. What I want you to understand is that there's a wide range here. And we're people that are saying, I'm not missing this gold rush. I'm not missing this opportunity. I'm going to go out and help more people than you can shake a stick at. And the retail side of the business can do that for you. But you know that we also have a wholesale side of the business? JK, before you heard about this industry, did you ever think that you could buy something for $1 and sell it for $1 and still make money? Well, guess what? You can. Because we have a wholesale side of Volara that is unbelievably powerful. Here's how it works. We know that we have these silver packs. We know we have these gold packs. Do you know that when you sponsor somebody, listen to this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen, when you sponsor somebody that buys one of our Getting Started packages, Mr. Urso, Mr. Coyle, Dr. Sanford say, thank you very much. In fact, if you sponsored 10 people in the month of October with one of these packs, and some of you can do that, this is how much they would send you. Extra. Besides, this is $2,000. Besides the compensation plan, they give us a special one-time $200 bonus for helping somebody get started in the business. They do that because they know when Dr. Mike and Jenny Gonzalez sponsored Liddy Flom, we're going to talk about her in a minute, and I said, I will help you with Liddy. I've known her for 36 years. I drove 5 hours yesterday and 5 hours back to help her team. You know what? The company says, we're going to reward you, Mike, right up front, because we know you're going to do some work and put some energy into helping this person. But it doesn't stop there. They also say, if you sponsor somebody with a 3-pack, a silver pack, or a gold pack, you can earn between 20 and 35% on the points. Well, on a 3-pack, there's 1,000 points, JK. On a 5-pack, there's 1,800 points, JK. So let's just give this as an example. If I sponsor, like I did yesterday, somebody down in Florida with a 5-pack, and I'm a gold executive, the company sends me $830 in the form of 35% on the 1,800 and the $200 bonus. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom, this month in September, he's a first level gold to Nada and I. He generated enough points where he got a rebate, a corporate rebate. That's what I call it. Why do I call it a rebate? Because when I say a bonus check to people that don't understand network marketing, they get the wrong idea. I say it's kind of like a rebate. The company says, hey, they bought this package for $2,699, the same price I would pay for it, JK. There's no profit there. Okay, but they're going to pay me that $830. They said to Tom, hey, you generated all these points. We're going to send you a $32,000 bonus check and a $10,200 weekly bonus. That's those fast start bonus. That's this cash they send you, and that comes weekly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second time that this individual, Tom, he earned $59,000 and he earned $42,000 over 2 months plus more retail profit. I don't want to exaggerate. I don't want to overstate. So I always say, look, Liddy, that I talked about earlier, she just was getting started. She's been in the business 6 weeks. She generated 25,000 points. Okay, she generated 25,000 points in her promotion month. Well, here's what happened to this young lady. Okay, first, the company pays her 35% as a gold executive. But JK, there's people on the team that helped her generate, right, the 25,000 points. So after they're paid, she's going to average about 20%. In other words, she's going to earn $5,000 for the month of September for generating 25,000 points on her team at wholesale. That's $60,000 a year. But then Mr. Urso says, hey, Liddy, you need to be driving in style. You need to have something that represents the level of executive you've become in this company. So we're going to send you an extra $600, not when you do 25,000, when you do 10,000. You have a qualification period, but then they send you, every time you hit 10,000, $600. That's another $7,200 a year, JK. Now, here's what they say too. Liddy, Terry, you guys kind of worked really hard here, and we want to reward you with a little rest. We're going to send you on a family vacation. Okay, and so you have to qualify, you have to earn it, you have to do certain things to get it, but that's about a $10,000 trip. This year it's to Portugal. I can't wait. So many of you that are brand new, I'm not even sure the company knew how many people were going to qualify for this trip to Portugal, because it's going to be a lot of people. And some people are earning it really fast. So that's an extra $10,000 a year that you can kind of count on if you become a high performer with the company. How about this? Company says, you know what? This 35% and 20%, all these rewards are pretty good, but we're going to kick in a little extra for you because you're a high performing executive. Those bonuses go from $1,000 to $10,000 a month. Now, ladies and gentlemen, even if you're earning the first executive bonus at the 25,000 point, extra $1,000, that's $12,000 a year. Here's what I talk about, team. I talk about a $100,000 executive package for somebody that is going to go out and build a team that consistently generates 25,000 points a month. One last thing, and then we're done. And then we're going to open up to a Q&A. This is why at 65 years old, I started when I was 24 years old. This is how I create residual, recurring, passive income that just keeps coming in. I do it by building gold executives. In fact, if you build an executive team, like I did, by the way, this whole team that you're looking at here, this was all built, JK, since March. Okay? I'm not talking about any of my business before. Fair enough? So build executives that generate from 15 to 25,000 a month. And here's what happens. The company pays Mike and Nada 15% on our first generation gold executives. My golds are averaging 44,000 points a month. But if they were averaging 25,000 only, they would pay me $11,250 each month for helping these people become gold executives. Okay? Now, here's the cool thing. Mike and Jenny and these individuals, you know, Joe Gaddis developed a first generation gold and a second generation gold. My 3 first generation golds developed 5 second generation golds. And if they only average 15,000 a month, I would earn an extra $3,000 for my second generation golds. They're actually averaging way more than that. Way more than that. Way more than 15,000. Well, these 5 executives developed 10 second generation executives, or third generation to me, first generation to them. Here's what's kind of cool. I want you to notice something. The percentages you're paid, JK, go down. By the time you get to the third generation, it's 3%. But how come the check, the earnings is more? Because as you get deeper, there's more of them. All in all, if my team was averaging 15 to 25,000, that would have given me a raise of $18,750. But here's the reality. My raise was over 50,000. My raise was over 50,000. Now, folks, I'm going to qualify this again. I've been a network marketer and an executive leader in this company. I've been in this for 42 years. So when this opportunity arose, I knew what to do. And that was go out and share the opportunity with people. And how did I share the opportunity? Just like I am now tonight. The plan doesn't pay 3 levels. It pays much deeper than that. There's a lot of other benefits and bonuses. But I want you to just, as we finish up, I want you to just put something together here real quick. Okay? Retail 1 machine, JK, every 6 days, $57,000 a year. Build a team that does 25,000, another 100,000 a year. Start building executives on your team. This is all new money. It has nothing to do with the first 2 monies. Folks, if you understand what we talked about tonight, and I'm sure you did, this is go time. Okay? This is how a high achiever gets started. Draw a line in the sand. Make a decision. Here's the decision I made at 24 years old. I'm not living like this anymore. I'm not driving a city bus for the next 40 years and then getting a watch and a cup of coffee to retire and then try to make my life what I want it to be. No. I'm not doing that. I cut the cord off the TV at 24 years old, JK, and I said, until I have surpassed my bus driving income and I can leave that job, I'm not getting a cord on my TV again. You know, in 8 months, I was 5 times higher on my part-time business income than my full-time job. It was too expensive to go to work anymore. How many on this call would love to say it's too expensive to go to work? How many would love the freedom of a true home managed business where you can sit at a table and a computer and a phone with this technology and share it with the world and be paid amazing income for doing so? Folks, I've been really excited about this call tonight. I've been really excited about what we do, and I want to thank you. I thought maybe we'd have 175 people on the call tonight. We blew it out of the water. And so, JK, I'm going to turn this back to you, sir, and open up the lines, ask questions, do whatever you want to do, and I'll be happy to stand by until you're done, sir.
Mike, thank you so much. I mean, you do it so well. I just appreciate it so much. Thank you. It was great. I text you some of the questions.
Okay.
And so you look at those questions, and so they're pretty simple. But we'll.
Oh, you texted them on my phone.
Yes.
Hey, JK, while you're doing that, if I may.
Yes, sir.
You know, I think this was outstanding, Mike, as always, and you really gave great direction. I want to just say to the folks, as Mike looks at those questions, that my own process in life begins with what I'm grateful for and what I have gratitude for, and that inspires me to set goals. So if you're trying to figure out how to get started, if you're just trying to figure out how to do more, I suggest you write down on a list of paper everything that you're grateful for. And in my case, I have over 300 things. I just got tired of writing more, but maybe there's 2 or 3 things, and you will find inspiration in that, because I truly believe it's our calling to share this. And the only way you'll fail is if you don't try. That's the only way you'll fail. If you keep trying, you will succeed. So please take that to heart. I'm sorry to interrupt the call, but you guys go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, no, that was great. Thank you, Mr. Urso. I appreciate that. We got to have our dream boards. We got to know what we're thankful for and what we're going for. Thank you so much. For being here.
Thank you, Mr. Urso. And trust me when I say this, we don't say it well enough often. You get all the people yelling at you because they want this or that, but you are so appreciated. What you have done has changed our lives and allowed us to live better and live freer. And that's no small task. So we love you and we thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mike. I feel the same way about y'all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I just sent you how to get the stickers. Nada is no longer in the marketing business of tools, but she has these stickers and magnets, and she will do that for a little while. But you can email her, and I sent a text out there. It's or a message here. It's MAC 942 TBR, MAC 942 TBR at AOL.com. And just say, Nada, how do I get stickers or magnets or whatever you want? The PowerPoint, you can go to www.michaeljacksonsr, like senior, michaeljacksonsr.com. Go down to my blog. Okay, I do a blog. And in there it says, learn to present the Vollara opportunity. Right under that, it has a little link that you can click on and you can download this PowerPoint. Now, I'm going to update it tomorrow with the new words from the FDA compliant studies that we did on ActivePeer, okay? And so that will be added in tomorrow, but you can get it right now also. And then thirdly, the question is, what kills the stuff in the air? Well, that's easy. First off, the pulse ionization, the bipolar ionization, does start dropping it down. But the ActivePeer is what goes out at 1,200 feet a second, like little Pac-Man. And anything it touches, remember I said in the air or on surfaces, it starts to deactivate almost instantly by 90%. And then within an hour, we start getting that multi-log kill. So JK, that's how we get rid of it in the air. We get rid of it on surfaces. We get rid of it anywhere it's hiding. And couldn't be more powerful and more exciting, sir.
All right, and that covered all of them. I've got one more that I am sending you right now, and
okay,
we may address that tonight, or we may address it at another time.
Okay.
Let me see if there's anything that I can think of that we want to jump on. Wow, we had I think we went to a high of 325 tonight. That's exciting. Thank you everybody for being on the call. Mike, while you're looking at that, I'm gonna kind of close out with one quick story, and I just want it to be an inspiration to people. I want a lot of people on the line that are prospects that are looking at the business. Some are brand new. Some have had just some discouraging. Have had some people say no to them, and they feel like they can't get off the track. So I'm going to mute that person. And Mike, before I share that story, is there anything you want to share?
Well, you asked the question about, when somebody looks at the new technology, the new studies, and they click on there and it says, call this number or send your information. Remember that this is your business, okay? You're building your own company, you're building your own team. Vollara is our supplier. So Vollara pays us compensation and benefits. They take care of all the manufacturing, all the quality. But I personally always try to maintain my relationship with my customer. And I don't send them out to websites and call the company and this and that. I try to handle those variables. And so when you put one of your customers puts their name in there, make sure they put who sent them. Make sure you put, it's a Vollara distributor, because we don't know, the company doesn't know who put that lead in there. But even better than that is this is not like e-marketing or website marketing or search engine where you're just sending everything out there like spaghetti against the wall. We should be maintaining the relationship and the communication and the conversation and making sure people are working with me. Now, the second thing I would say, JK, is that the number one most powerful tool in our industry is your upline. You do three-way calls. I'm doing 10 to 12 Zoom meetings a day. Sometimes they're with one person, sometimes they're with 300 people. But I don't just send my people out there and say, call Vollara or call ActivePure or whatever. So JK, does that make sense? We try to maintain that relationship with our people and use your upline instead of just sending them to the company.
Hey, Mike, can I interrupt there?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Because I can't emphasize enough. The last thing that we want to do is ever take somebody away from you. I mean, we try not to. And look, our girls aren't perfect. It's hard. They're hammered right now. But believe me, there's no intention. We do the protocol is do everything we can to find who sent them. But I think, Mike, your advice is right on. Handle it yourself. If you need our help, call in with them. Don't let them come to us directly because we're here to help you. We want you to thrive. We thrive together, guys. So please, believe me when I tell you that's not our intent. It's only to help you.
The other thing I would say is that people have been asking me, this thing is lighting up here, about is there a way to drive the traffic, back to them? Once again, I'm going to post the letter that I talked about, JK, on my website because this is what I use with everybody. And it's extremely effective, Mr. Urso. I'll send it to you so you can see what I'm saying. It's all compliant. It's all exactly the way it should be. And it's just company material. But it drives them, JK, back to me, not to the company. And if I send out a pre-softening letter because I don't want to go into a meeting and explain everything from scratch every time. So I send out this pre-marketing letter that says, here's what we're going to talk about. JK, they're normally ready to buy by the time I do the appointment. And that's why my organization is growing so fast because we're doing, listen to this, business at the speed of thought. We're not doing it the Fred Flintstone way. We're doing it the Jetsons way. And we will teach you how to do that. JK, let's do some more of these meetings together. I appreciate being on here tonight. Mr. Urso, I don't know if you really know how important your presence is, but when you're here, holy mackerel, people love it. We hear it right from the horse's mouth. You wouldn't have a CEO of 3M or IBM or Honeywell on a call at 9 o'clock at night in any other company that I know of. So thank you, sir, for that.
Thank you. Yes, appreciate it. It's been awesome.
Have a great day, everybody. JK, send me the recording, please.